You start, because I've just got to send an email.
Okay, so Caitlin's sending an email. She's really important. She's too important for you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm here.
Sorry, someone sent an urgent email.
We're making congee because congee is delicious, and I don't think enough people eat it in the Western world. It's hearty, it's savoury. You can take it on heaps of different journeys. Whatever you've got, it's great for leftovers. So I'm going to make a base. Well, I'm going to make chicken congee. But you can replace the chicken with, like, if you got some leftover cooked meat, you can just put the cooked meat in right at the end, as opposed to when we're going to put this in. Or yeah, if you've got like leftover chicken, it's perfect. You got leftover cooked chicken, you got leftover sausage, it's perfect. Mate, you got a little bit of leftover steak, it's perfect. We'll do some boiled eggs, but we need to get the rice cooking first. So we got a pot. We've got a litre of chicken stock here. I think that's a litre. Seems about right. We'll get that boiling. So it's kind of different to cooking rice. That feels like way more than a litre. That's all right. We'll work through it. It's different to cooking rice. So we're not going to wash the rice. We want the starchiness to break it down. Because usually, I think traditionally you use broken rice. But we're just using jasmine rice, or just like normal kind of medium to long grain white rice. Short grain sushi rice works really well as well. That's going. Probably don't need too much salt in that at the moment. We do want some aromats in there. I need a knife. Caitlin, I need a knife.
Okay. It's one there.
I'm going to take a piece of ginger and just slice it up and leave it nice and big and put it in as it is, just to kind of flavour the water. And we'll take a bit of this scallion or spring onion, similar thing. I'm going to crush a garlic clove. Similar thing, and a little bit of light soya. We'll get that to boil, and then we'll add our rice.
Yum.
You done your email?
Yeah, it's done.
Great. How are you?
Focus now. Yeah, good. I'm excited for congee. We had this in Thailand for breakfast, and it's delicious. We also had it. Do you know what congee was really good?
What?
The Park Hyatt in Auckland.
It's a fancy congee.
Yeah, I know.
I don't remember.
Well,
it.
I mean, you don't usually expect that great of meals, I think, sometimes at hotels. But
the Park Hyatt was
I know I had it for breakfast.
Yeah.
We were in New Zealand, we stayed there, and I had the congee for breakfast. And I had some chili oil and something crunchy, probably
shallot. Fried
shallot.
shallot.
Yeah, it was really good.
So we're going to marinate our chicken. This is just chicken thigh, diced up, skin off, bone out. We've got salt, white pepper, oyster sauce, and a little bit of MSG. If you don't like MSG, leave it out, but you're missing out. It's delicious. Just gonna leave that to the side just to kind of do its thing. A little bit of a marinade, nothing crazy. We're gonna put this chicken in halfway between the rice is cooked. So in the meantime, we get some eggs boiled, because eggs work really well. We're gonna do some nice soft jammy eggs. I've said that, now I need to deliver.
Yeah, how long do you cook an egg to make it jammy?
Well, there's a few different techniques. You can do the 7-minute, at the cook, or you can do 2 minutes and then turn the heat off.
Ah.
Well, let's try something different. Let's cook it 3 minutes, then we'll turn the heat off and we'll leave it for 5 more minutes and then we'll take them out.
Okay.
We'll see how that goes.
All right, see if they're jammy. Pressure's on.
Pressure's on. That's not boiling yet.
Okay.
And then the other thing which I think is really important with congee is some julienne ginger for the top. I like a lot of it. And then some scallions or spring onions. People get frustrated when I use American terms, which is kind of funny. Australians get frustrated when I use American terms.
It's scallion American, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of different names.
Right.
Shallots, scallions. So the thicker part, the first half of what's left after the white that I've taken off, we'll cook through. Not cook through, we'll put through in the last 2 minutes. And then as it gets greener, we'll save that for garnish for the top. Yeah, something's boiling. What one?
Rice?
Might be the water for my eggs.
Hmm?
Might be my water. So that part will kind of push through, so it cooks a little bit. and this part will save to garnish the top.
Okay.
Okay. How do you feel about that, Caitlin?
Yeah, great.
Okay.
Should congee be fresh, or could you like
Cook it and reheat it?
Yeah, like a meal prep breakfast. I need some ideas for meal prep breakfast.
You're gonna struggle to reheat. You probably could. Yeah, it would just take a bit of working, like a bit of.
So in a pot.
Yeah, it's like you think about porridge as porridge, right? So would you reheat porridge?
No.
No. You could probably
But that's
use
like a lot easier to cook.
Yeah. Yeah. You could use like leftover rice, I think, and turn it into congee. Like just cook it out a bit.
Okay.
It's pretty set and forget. It's not super hard. It's just yeah. Got any other questions for me?
Heaps. There was lots of questions in the kitchen hotline.
Kitchen hotline. Ring ring.
Do you always dry your cast iron or carbon steel pots and pans in the oven after washing it?
No, I just make sure that they're really dry with like a clean tea towel or like a fresh tea towel, or and then like a paper towel even, just that last wipe, and then just put a little bit of oil on them. But you definitely can just shove them into an oven, even if it's not on, but it's been on. And do it like that.
Dry it out.
Yeah.
And then put oil on it again?
Yes, always put oil on it. It'll stop it from rusting.
Okay. Carbon steel as well?
Yeah.
Question on oils.
Yep.
I mostly use olive oil except for very high heat cooks.
Yep.
When and why should I use other oils?
Don't. If you like olive oil, use that. Only thing is the neutral flavored oil, so I use like peanut here often. It's for when if I'm cooking Asian food, I won't use olive oil, or Indian food for that matter. India is part of Asia, Andy, Derek. Because it's got olive oil's got a flavour attached to it, right? But if I'm cooking any Italian food or even French food, most of the time I'll use extra virgin olive oil. But yeah, I'll use peanut oil when I don't want any flavour to carry over from the oil.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was another question around neutral flavored oil.
Yeah.
So can you explain to a novice how peanut oil is neutral flavored? Seems strongly flavored like peanuts to me.
No. They would deodorize it. I don't know how they would do it. It'd be very similar to canola. They'd pull the solids out of the oil, and then they would.
Yeah, that doesn't have a strong scent.
No, I'm guessing they would use something like a charcoal filter or something to take out a lot of the color and the flavor.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's a guess. Don't quote me on that.
And Andy fact.
No, Caitlin. She's trying to stitch me up.
Yeah.
Okay, we have our stock boiling here. Just going to add our rice straight to that, and we'll let that go for like 15. You can probably leave a lid off that, to be perfectly honest. We'll give it a stir every now and then.
Okay.
Hit me. Oh,
sorry.
Cough.
I'd love to know how much using in-season ingredients comes into your thinking when making videos, especially with Australia being the opposite to all the viewers in the Northern Hemisphere.
Yes, it's very tricky, to be perfectly honest. The reality is we have a global audience, and that's the reality. Now, I'm a big fan of cooking seasonally. However, it's not often done that much anymore.
Because you can get vegetables.
Because you can kind of get the basic vegetables all year round. So yeah, it's really tricky. It's and I haven't nailed it, to be perfectly honest. So I mean, a great point and a great example is like we do a Christmas video every year, and this year we decided to go very Aussie, or Aussie Kiwi, and we just went barbecue. This is how we would do, that was a conscious decision, because I think you can't please everyone, right? So every other year we've done kind of very traditional, I guess, a more European style Christmas meal. So yeah, we went very Aussie, but try and keep everyone happy. It is hard, soups were trending this winter for the, for the Americans and the Europeans. I didn't do any because it just felt wrong. Like it just
for it to be like 40 degrees.
40 degrees and making soup. It's like, this doesn't feel right.
Hey, you can have warm meals all year round.
Yeah, you can. But, I mean, no one wants to eat soup in summer, let's be real.
Yeah.
Unless it's cold soup.
Do you like cold soup? Okay. Hey, chef.
Hey.
I just bought a Gosney pizza oven and have been experimenting with dough recipes. I live in Darwin, so it's hot AF.
Yeah.
How do I ferment my dough in such a hot region?
It just happens quickly. Or do it in the fridge for a much longer period. That's what I would do.
Okay.
So do it for like 48 hours. On my website, there's like a the New York style dough on my website. I think it's a good one to start with.
I'll link
and
that.
It's a 48-hour ferment. So actually, I think it's actually 72 hours. So make the dough and then you put it in the fridge, leave it to ferment in the fridge. The good thing about the fridge is that it is a lot slower, obviously, but you know it's a consistent temperature. So once you figure it out, you figure it out. If that makes sense. Once you figure it out, you figure it out.
Yeah. Yep, we got it. Ooh, your eggs?
There. So heat off.
Okay.
No boiling anymore. The reason I left that on top of that spider is so that they're not in contact with the direct bottom while there's heat underneath it, and it will stop it from cracking. So now we'll go another, what did I say, 3 then 4? Is that what I said?
I think you said 3 and 5.
Oh, okay.
But
Questioning myself.
yeah, 8 minutes seems like a long time. But
Daily Mail's going to get on it. Andy Cooks doesn't know how to cook eggs.
overcooks his eggs.
Overcooks his eggs live on camera.
For the dish last week, which was aloo keema,
Yep.
well, actually it will be 2 weeks ago. Can you freeze this for future?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Not the rice, but.
Yeah. Can you recommend a small steak for one person?
Ooh.
Oh, we like that one.
It's
excited.
Any steak, you have one person. But if you want, depends on what you want. If you want a lean steak, go a little fillet. Not a huge fan of fillets personally. I wouldn't get that. But
Why don't you like them?
not a fat.
Not enough fat. Okay.
So sirloin's nice. A little bavette or a little piece of flank steak's nice.
Yep.
But I think if you're after like a good medium, easy to get, little piece of sirloin.
How many grams?
I don't know. For you, 200. For me, 300.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I think that's helpful.
Yeah.
Is that helpful?
Is it helpful?
No, because I think when not that I ever do it anymore, but there's been times that I've been to the butcher's and I think how much, like,
when have you ever been
I
to the
had a
butcher?
life before I met you and I had to fend for myself.
You were a vegetarian.
For like 5 years. But there's been times when you were away or like I've gone to.
I smell porkies here.
I have been to the butcher before. And I think how much something weighs or how much I should get in that weight has always confused me.
Sure, that's fair.
Yeah, so like, especially, and fish as well, because fish can be so expensive, or types of fish. Remember you sent me to Fishmonger once, and the fish I bought was so expensive. I just asked them what was good, and then they recommended like...
Yeah, Caitlin also has a great habit of when we go to restaurants, she goes, oh, can I speak to the sommelier? What's good? I'll have the glass of that, and I get the bill, and I'm like, do you know how much that glass of wine was?
I just like people recommending things for me.
Yeah, but they recommend the expensive stuff, babe. You got to give them a range. They're doing their job.
Oh, I don't.
I'm like proud of them for doing that. I'm not.
They have, not always they give me the expensive stuff. It really depends on where you go, and like what the som is like. Anyway, moving on.
Moving on.
I've heard sometimes those braisers or Dutch ovens will blacken too much when browning. Think I should use a separate pan?
No.
No? Okay.
The thing is with like a Dutch oven is that they're actually really hard to control temperature. They're great because they hold a lot of heat retention. When you are browning, they brown well because they hold heaps of heat. However, it's really hard to control that. So if you get them too hot, it's really hard to bring them back to the level that you want. And I think that's probably what you might be referring to. That you're starting to, instead of like, there's a common misconception, I think when you're doing steaks and stuff like that, people say, cook it as hot as you can. Just give it a really good sear. The cast irons, I think if you do that, you get a really good opportunity to just to burn it. Because if you've got on full heat, you're not controlling the heat because you haven't had heaps of experience with it, you'll find that it can burn. So if I'm doing like a steak or searing meat off in a cast iron, often I'll start really, really hot, put the meat in, let the pan come back up to temperature, and then I'll start turning it down to try and regulate that heat.
Great. What do I do with vinegar? I want to learn why you're obsessed with all the different types. Can you do a don't use vinegar until you've watched this video, please?
Sure. Vinegar is acid. It's as simple as that. It's the same as like putting lemon juice on your piece of like fried fish. So acid counters, counters fattiness and saltiness, and balances food out. And, and sweetness, counters chilliness, and they all kind of work well together. So why I'm obsessed with vinegar is I think that acid as a flavor profile in a balanced dish is often most people just use lemon. Well, first of all, I don't think people think about it enough. Second of all, I think the default is just to grab a lemon, right? And there is nothing wrong with that. Lemon and lime definitely have a place in it. But I think vinegars can add a really incredible level of depth and flavor through what, I think everyone knows I'm a big fan of like sherry vinegars because it's got a really lovely round flavor, but also red wine vinegars, and if you're doing Asian food like rice vinegar, I think it's just a good way to use acid. It's also easy because you don't have to have fresh fruit and veg around all the time. You don't have to have fresh lemons. Because whatever you do, don't buy those packet lemon juices. They're terrible.
Oh, and the yellow and
yeah,
the
like
green bottle.
Here they're in a lemon.
They're so bad.
We're done.
Was that 5 minutes?
Yes.
Wow.
Time flies,
You talk a lot.
Whoa. Easy, Turbo. Okay.
Now, will they have carryover cooking?
Yes, well, that's why I'm going to put them in cold water now.
Okay.
So I don't want these like cold, but if you don't put them in a bit of cold water, what tends to happen is that the shells become really hard to get off. So by just shocking them a little bit, they won't cool down completely anyway. They'll still be like room temp.
Okay.
It'll help peel the shells. Hit me.
With the F1 seasons crawling closer.
It's not kitchen hotline, or maybe it is. You haven't finished the question.
Oh yeah. No, it's not.
Finish your question.
And the shakedown tests and liveries.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Being released. What team are you most excited about? Also, still waiting for the Andy Cook's F1 channel.
Yeah, same. Who's looking good this year? I saw McLaren's, but they had like a blacked out version for testing, so that doesn't really count. Do you know who I think looks really good this year is Haas. Toyota's back, and I think they did a great representation of that Toyota GR brand on the Haas. I think they look really cool. I reckon it's probably the best livery. But I think the Red Bulls look good this year. A little bit disappointed with Ferrari. I saw a funny meme about this morning that was like the graphic designer who deals with Ferrari had the easiest job in the world and they still stuffed it up. I get that HP is a big sponsor of theirs. They have to have the logo, but there's a big blue logo on the side of the Ferrari. I don't know. I just don't get it. I just don't get it, Caitlin.
What's a livery or livery?
Livery is the paint scheme on the car, effectively, with all the sponsors and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. All right. Back to food questions. How do we know we need to cook spices first? In this video, Andy put spices after the lamb was cooked. Mm-hmm. Does this sequence make a difference?
Yeah. Yeah, it's finishing spices and cooking spices. The easiest way to answer that is to go watch the video I did about spices, linked above and below.
Okay.
But yeah, in short, there's spices that you use to permeate flavor and create levels of cooking, create levels of flavor. And then there's spices that you use for finishing. Like garam masala, I'm spoiling my video here, but garam masala is effectively a finishing spice. It's a blend of finishing spices, which have often been toasted before they're ground.
Okay.
So congee, rice is starting to cook really well. I can taste it, and you're like, oh yeah, it tastes like cooked rice. Yum. Like you could eat that now, no problem. But we're not going to. We are going to keep cooking that, and we're going to now introduce our chicken. In the chicken goes. If you're doing this with cooked meat, don't put the cooked meat in at this point. We'll put it through a bit later, just to make sure that We don't overcook it because you just need to reheat it effectively. At this point, you can also look and see how you're going with moisture, and if you're like, this is already starting to look a bit dry, and I was sitting there questioning how much stock I had, just start adding water. If you've got more stock, you can add more stock, but water's fine as well. And I have some eggy water here. So.
Delicious.
And that goes another sort of 15-ish minutes until the chicken's nicely cooked. We'll pull out all those aromats and we'll finish her off. Put a lid on to it now as well. If you're starting to dry out, having the lid on will stop evaporation happening from so fast.
Okay.
Okay. Now we see if Andy can cook a jammy egg. Pressure's on. Ask a question while I'm peeling.
Okay.
That way I can distract you.
Caitlin, when Andy's away, what's a meal you always miss having?
Well, there's a... Oh, okay, I was going to answer that before you'd finished it again. Sorry.
What were you going to answer it with?
I was going to say, well, there's this app on your phone where if you push a few buttons, food gets delivered. So that's how she eats when I'm away.
You were away this weekend. I didn't order any Uber Eats.
But how...
Because things were prepped for me.
Because she had a fridge full of food that duck had.
It was great.
Had organised for her.
What do I miss having when he's away?
I've overcooked these eggs, by the way.
You know already.
Yeah, already.
So what'd you do? 3 and 5?
3 and 5.
8 minutes.
Probably should have gone.
6 minutes, isn't it?
Probably should have gone, yeah, 3 and 3. Let's see how bad I have.
I mean, I like a hard-boiled egg, so.
Yeah, well, that's why I did it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's like perfect Caitlin egg. There you go.
Thank you.
Tried to be fancy, stuffed it up. So when you're doing your eggs, go 2 minutes boiling and then 3 minutes with the boiling off.
Okay. 5 minutes all up.
5 minutes all up.
Okay. I think six
Yeah,
minutes a jammy egg.
Depends on where your eggs come from. If it's come from the fridge, 5 will be fine. If it's come from the fridge, 6 will probably need. If it's come at room temp, 5 will be fine, I reckon.
Okay.
I think that's pretty far over.
I think I just miss like a good steak when he's away.
Good steak.
Yeah. Actually, I like a steak dinner, but I can't really cook it. Or I could, but I'd overcook it or undercook it. I don't know. Also, have to use a barbecue because it smells like the house if you cook it inside. Anyway, and they said vice versa. I don't know why, but what's a meal you miss when I'm away?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing.
Is there anything you won't cook just for yourself? Because it kind of like the effort requires 2 people.
I don't really cook at all when I'm just by myself, if I'm honest.
Oh, you do when you're in here.
I do in here, but like.
And you come in here.
I just take
weekends?
leftovers. I just eat leftovers. Honestly, it's pretty much all we eat is leftovers from here.
Yeah.
I mean, probably more recently we're trying to give it better, and I will cook a piece of fish and some salad and stuff at home. But like, yeah.
Yeah.
I usually like if Caitlin's like not here, which is not very often that we're not together, or not very often that I'm here and you're not. I'll just cook like a whole bunch of like steak or chicken, and then just some salad. Done.
Yeah.
Or we'll go out because I'm lonely.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, well that's all of the questions that I had.
All right. Well, this Congee's not too far away. So
Okay.
let's see where we're at. I made a mess.
You did.
I overcooked my eggs. I'm disappointed with myself.
Yeah. You just got
Hey?
the timings wrong.
Well, yeah, that's correct. It's generally what happens.
Yeah.
All right, it's looking good. Basically, at this point, you really want to start mixing it quite vigorously because what we're trying to get is the rice, is the rice to break up and start kind of dissolving into the moisture. The other thing we're going to start doing is pulling out these aromats because they've done their job. Little pair of tongs or some fancy chefy tweezers would work really well. Just put it into there. That's why we've kept it nice and chunky too, because it makes it quite easy to pull out. And then we just need to season it. Put the last little few bits through. And then we can serve it up. We will season it with a little bit of sesame oil as well. A little bit more soy sauce if we need some more salt. Maybe a little pinch of salt too. Okay, we'll give this a mix. You know who made congee the other day? Do you know Justin the Dustman?
Yes.
English creator. He's I really like his content.
Yeah.
He did congee the other day and it looked really good, and I was like, "Ooh, that looks yummy."
Ah. What flavour?
He did a very similar chicken one, but he did it like he used chicken thighs with skin on, and so he cooked the chicken thighs with the skin on first to get really crispy skin, which is a really cool move, and then pulled them out, made the congee, and then put the chicken back on the top.
Okay.
Yeah, because the good thing about doing it that way is that you're rendering the chicken fat out, and the chicken fat's going into the rice. He also
flavour.
kind of toasted his rice in the chicken fat with the aromats too, which is a bit of a G move as well. So,
Yeah. Fancy.
yeah, I think that might be a pretty common way of doing it. I think congee is one of these dishes that it's very common in a lot of households. So you're going to find a lot of different ways of doing it, and there'll probably be people in these comments going, "That's not how you make congee." And they should correct themselves and say, "That's not how I was taught to make congee." Okay, we're getting. She's hot. Careful, this mixture is hot. Hot, hot, hot. All right, I reckon. All right, couple of minutes. We'll come back and we'll finish that off.
Congee.
Okay, so this has been cooking for like another 10 minutes, and it's all the rice is kind of broken up. It's not like completely one texture, and I don't like that. I think it needs to have a little bit of texture in there still. Some people do, like the one that we ate at Bangkok on the vlog, that was very much like one kind of texture, but I like a little bit of texture in there if I'm making it. So we're gonna add these spring onions, the kind of the thicker, whiter part. Actually, might add some of those too. And then we've got lots of julienne ginger here. I'm going to add about half of that. I'll season it with a little bit more light soya. And some sesame oil. Give it a mix. Turn the heat off now. We're stirring through all those seasonings. You'll often find most people will just like the base congee will come out and then you have all your garnishes on the side. But I like to kind of put some through there, especially the sesame oil. I think it adds a really nice flavour. Do you want to choose some bowls, Caitlin?
Yeah, I was just thinking that probably needs to be a dark bowl. Do you reckon? Colour contrast.
Sure. Beautiful. Caitlin's chosen these lovely green bowls, which are from, in case someone asks,
Otherwise, we can do like little bowls like this.
made in Japan. No, these are fine. You've made your decision. You've made your bed.
Okay. Or
Like-
smaller size.
No, these are fine.
Okay.
You don't want to eat all that congee, is that why you?
That's a lot of congee. Yeah.
In the bowl. I won't put too much in there. So. And then. We had breakfast yet?
Yeah.
Some overcooked jammy eggs. Spring onion. Ginger.
Yum.
Crispy shallots would be nice. A little bit of white pepper. And a bit of Maggi seasoning, a bit of liquid MSG basically.
Ah.
Look at that. How good does that look?
Beautiful.
Apart from my eggs. Very upset about my eggs. Congee.
Congee. Can we try it?
Yeah,
got
we can.
some.
I'll have to cook some more eggs to take a photo of it.
All right. Give it a little try.
Little taste?
It's so good. It smells really good.
Good?
Yeah.
Approved? A little bit of chili.
So
crispy,
good.
A bit of chili would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it would be really good. That's so delicious. That's way better than porridge.
Ooh,
So,
controversial. Maybe put that line at the start.
it just has more flavour.
Definitely does. Full of protein, full of good carbs, good fats in there. Delicious.
Yum. Make some congee.
Make some congee. Now you're going to see the thumbnail, and the thumbnail's going to have a really beautifully cooked jammy egg on it. Don't come at me, okay? I make mistakes. We leave our mistakes in these videos.
But I want a nice photo for the for the website, so it needs to be jammy egg. All right.
Please.